So when you're designing your facade, whether you're a homeowner or you're a developer or you're an architect, you have three main questions that you have to ask yourself. And these questions is what's gonna separate a flat, boring facade from a timeless, high-end, great architectural composition. In today's video, I'm gonna show you how to spot these things, and I'm gonna help you train your eye to look for these things that are gonna make your facade much better than what you currently have. And without further ado, let me give you those three questions first. Those three questions is, do I have depth or is my facade flat? The second question is, do I have a clear focal point that when an eye looks at my facade, it knows exactly what to look at? And the third question is, do I have contrast? So we're gonna dive deeper into each one by showing you real life examples, but that's pretty much the gist of it. So let's get started. Let me start by saying this. A lot of people, when they're designing their facade, they jump to colors, they jump to materials, they just wanna fix their facade. But trust me, if you cannot answer these three questions that I just shared with you, no amount of colors or no amount of stone is gonna save your facade. If you don't have these things, you don't have a facade. I'm sorry. It's just, you cannot fix it. Like I always say, you cannot put a lipstick on a pig. These are the foundations. These are the skeleton. This is the frame and your bone, like skeleton of your facade. It's like, if I don't have these bones here that are holding up my cheeks, I cannot have cheeks in the first place. So just to show you the importance of the composition of your facade. So let's get started with the first question, which is my facade flat or do I have depth? So you can achieve depth by doing multiple things. You can either have overhangs, meaning you have something that's completely sticking out of your facade. You can have depth by having balconies, roof overhangs. You can have it by having recessed windows. You can have floating planes. Okay, so I'm gonna show you all these different ways of achieving that. So let's look at the first picture here. Achieving the depth by having this very big box right here of window. So this thing right here is bringing the protruding portions out and it's sending the windows to the back. So, and that creates the shadow here, and that's what makes the facade not read flat and read very polished and very high end. Same thing here. You see how this roof overhang is just hanging over the balcony? That's creating depth. Another one here, you see how the wall in the back is receding to the back and then you have these overhangs or like these cantilever. That's creating depth. Same thing here. You have depth by using different type of planes and different type of roof overhangs. You have this right here and then you kind of got a gap there, and then you have this right here, and then it's also going all the way to the back. You see that? All of that, it's creating the shadow. Let's look over here. You have this in the background and you have this in the foreground, again creating shadow, creating depth, not flat. Same thing here. You got very thick clean slabs. These thick slabs, once you overhang them, you immediately start being able to read the facade very well, and you can start reading the composition and the elements of the facade. You see how it's just the house almost like here, it's kind of like floating in the middle of those two vertical planes. Same thing here. Go into the back and then you have this in the foreground, and then you have this double height here. There is just a lot of ways to entertain the eye, like I said, either through the overhang or either through these boxes that are all in different planes or balconies. So let me just continue here. So again, here's another box and then here's an overhang. Again, I'm just training your eye. I know it could be repetitive, but I just want you to be able to spot it very clearly. Here's one here. You see how this is all the way in the back and this is in the front. Again, that's depth. Here's one. I love this facade. I love it so much. I mean, it's just very stimulating to the eye in a good sense. Like, it's not very overwhelming, but there is just quite a bit of things going on, but at the same time they are all very cohesive and they're all coming together very well. Another one here again with the planes. So all of this is gonna help your facade not read flat. So very important to answer yes to this question. Do I have depth? You need to have some type of depth. I gave you multiple ways here to do that. So you have no reason to say no, that your facade is flat. Okay, so that was the first question. The second question is, do I have a clear focal point or a dominant mass? So again, when you're looking at a facade, your eye needs to grab onto something very quickly. Like the minute, it takes like a millisecond. Like I look at it, I know what to look at. You need to have a focal point. You need to have a hero moment, and everything else around it becomes a supporting element. Because if you have multiple heroes, your eye is gonna get confused, and you're making your eye and your brain work harder, which the brain hates to do. And the minute the brain feels like it needs to work harder, it's gonna be like, I'm done, it's gonna check out. And then your facade is gonna read ugly. So if the eye doesn't have anything to grab on that first millisecond, then you have to go back to the drawing board and make that, change that. So again, I think same thing with my earlier points. You can make a focal point through different ways. You can either use the mass, or use a balcony, or use an overhang, or use these giant slabs. You have multiple ways. Again, I'm just gonna go through the same pictures and show you like a hero moment of every picture here, so you can again train your eyes. All right, so now that I deleted my markup, I'm gonna go back again and analyze every photo here with you. Okay, so let's look at this one here. The first anchor here, or my first focal point, I would say it's this box right here. This is what my eye jumps to. You can do this exercise with me as well. Like look at this picture and then see what your eye is gonna look at first. When I look at this, I think this is kind of my focal point. When I look at this photo, the first thing that jumps to me is this box right here. When I look at this photo, the first thing that jumps to me are these super thick slabs. I feel like this house is all about this because they are in the foreground. Same thing with this house. I feel like the slabs is what's really stand out. I think this one, this portion right here at the bottom, is what really jumps to my eye. This one here, the big thing I think is just giant glass window there. This one here, I would say it's this awning. It's really like coming straight at me. This one here, I think the double height space here is what's really drawing my attention. This one, I think the giant slabs, this one is a no-brainer. I feel like this solid thing here is the first thing that I look at, and then this one here again is those giant slabs. So if you notice here, a lot of it could be the giant slabs. If you don't even have a balcony, or you don't have a solid mass or something, just take your floor, which you already have, extend it out and make it thicker so it reads as a band, and boom, you have a depth, and at the same time you can have a very good anchor point. When you look at your facade, that's the first thing that stands out, and it can become kind of like your signature. So next would be, do I have contrast? So contrast is about creating balance. You could have something very light versus something very dark, so that creates a balance. You can have something very thick versus something very thin, and that creates a nice balance. So one cannot exist without the other. You could have something very light with something very heavy. You could have something smooth versus something rough. You can have something cold versus something warm. Having this contrast is very stimulating to the eye, because the eye, once it looks at something that's all very mellow and very just not, it doesn't have an edge, then the eye tends to like get lazy, and they're like it mellows down, and it just brings the energy down of the facade. Whereas if you have some contrast, the facade can look a little bit more dramatic, and it has a little bit of character. So let's look at some examples here of how these facades achieved that. So this facade right here is very white, but you can see how this black right here is what's creating a contrast. It's always the black and white, dark or versus the light. This one here, you can see how they have very thick slabs, but then when it comes to this, it's very thin. So that's a contrast, and you can see how these again also are very thick, and this is very thin. So it creates that balance, it creates that contrast. This one here, you can see how you have the wood, which is very warm, and then you look here and then you have the concrete, which is very cold and very heavy. This one here, you can see how it's very white, and then it has the warmth of the wood. It's not just very white, stark white. It balances out with the wood. This one here, again, I think it has the dark and the white versus the wood and the concrete. This one here is very black and white. It doesn't get any clearer than that. Very black and white, no pun intended. This one here, it's very the light and the heavy. There's so much heaviness with the concrete, and there's just, again, so much glass. So that creates a nice balance and nice contrast. I think here the stone that's very warm with the steel, it creates a contrast there. This one here, I think it's similar to the previous example where there's just so much mass and there's, again, so much glass, so it's very contrasting. This one here, it could be wood and stone, or it could be the wood and the giant slabs. This one here is just the massive block that's on the top versus a lot of glass that's at the bottom, so that's transparency versus solid. And then this one, I think it's a lot of concrete, and then they achieved a little bit of warmth with that wood slats there. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover today. Again, when you're designing your facade, you need to ask yourself these 3 questions. If you said yes to all of them, then the chances of you having a great facade is very high. If you said no to all 3 of them, I think you have a terrible facade. I'm sorry to say, but you'll have to go back to the drawing board. If you said yes to a couple and no to a couple, I think you are getting there, but your facade is not there yet. So yes, again, this is everything I wanted to cover today. It's very simple once you see it. Once your eye is trained, you'll be able to spot things quickly. But again, if you're not trained, feel free to go back and watch my videos or check my PDF guideline at the link below. I kind of help you read facades more and know what to do with them. So again, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, leave it a like, subscribe, share, do all that stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.